So, good morning, Rabbi.
Good morning.
In one of our recent conversations, you talked about how sometimes it's required that Jews lie as a principle of the Torah. Uh, but that's not always true, is it?
No, it isn't. And I would remind you of the basic rule. Lying is not permitted when it's for gain, when it's for self-publicity, when you get anything out of it. You can refer back to the other program about Shalom Habayit, peace at home, when the lying is required, but there's no gain for you. You don't get anything. You don't make money. You don't get elected to office. You don't have a following. So that's very narrow and it's prescribed. So the question then becomes, well, what about the prohibition about lying? And in Exodus, in the Torah, in the Bible, in Exodus, from a lying word, stay far away, and the guiltless and innocent do not kill, for I would not acquit the guilty. Don't lie. Stay far away from lying. And it's also fascinating because there are two specific commandments. One is not to do this. The other is to do this. And what we're talking about is you shall not steal, Leviticus, the 10 commandments. You shall not steal. You shall not deal deceitfully or falsely with each other. You don't lie. And I think it's really fascinating that we have politicians from the Bible Belt, and we're talking about the Bible, Leviticus, where it says, do not deal deceitfully or falsely with one another. I have trouble understanding how an individual can claim to follow scripture and just blatantly lie. I mean, even the Senate minority leader, Mitch McConnell, talking about Representative Marjorie Greene. Loony lies and conspiracy theories are cancer for the Republican Party and for our country.
He's been known to tell a whopper himself now and then.
Yes, he had. But of course, he may have been quoting Leviticus when he said that. It's in fact, loony lies and conspiracy theories is almost the language. Do not deal deceitfully or falsely.
But doesn't that bring up the point that one man's truth is another man's falsehood? And where does the definition of the lie begin if it's opinion as opposed to fact?
I think you've hit it right on. There are some things that are fact, not opinion. Water boils at what temperature? That's not an opinion. We can demonstrate it, it's a fact. The theory of gravity, gravitational attraction, it's not opinion. So I think often you've hit something. We often confuse opinion with facts, and we'll dismiss something and say, well, that's his opinion. No, it's not. There are actual facts in the universe, and to deny facts, or like the Holocaust never happened. Go to the Holocaust Museum, take the elevator to the top floor, and there's a quote by General Eisenhower. It happened, and he intentionally wanted that. Quote, he wanted people to see. So people denying the Holocaust, it's not opinion. So that's very, very important, Joe, to separate opinion from facts. Gee, I have a rabbit. Is it a male or a female rabbit? Oh, let's take a vote. It's a matter of opinion. No, it isn't. We can examine the bunny. And now, color blue. Do you like my studio? That's opinion. Does my studio have some candles in it? Fact. And so I think very often we're allowing people to get away with opinion, like denying the Holocaust. Or the Rothschilds funded a laser in space that started forest fires. That's opinion, fantasy. And if you want to support it with facts, let's lay the facts out. However, I can't have a discussion with you if you think gravity is opinion, if you think water boiling is an opinion, or if you're going to question General Eisenhower and say he's part of some kind of a conspiracy of the Jews because the Holocaust never happened. The literature, the witnesses, visit Germany. Look at what Germany has done and what they teach about the Holocaust. And it happened there. So I think you've really hit on something that's very serious that's going on right now, is confusing opinion with fact and not saying to people, you're lying. You're lying. And you're doing it to get votes. You're doing it for your own self-interest, not for the good of people, not for the good of humanity. And I keep coming back to the 10 Commandments. And when you said one man's opinion, if you don't want to come from the Bible Belt, if you don't call yourself a Jew or a Christian, that's fine. Then you can say the 10 Commandments don't apply to me. But if you identify as a Christian, if you identify as a Jew, you're binding yourself by your own sacred literature. So that's another criteria, Joe. I listen to where the person's coming from. And if they claim that they live Jesus, then let me see it in your actions.
Oh, words to live by. Well,
Yeah,
thank you very much, Rabbi, for
very,
another
very
bit of
welcome.
wisdom. All right.